has been tough for a youth football team in Beaumont, Texas. Of course, the whole team decided, along with their coaches, to take a knee last month. Well, they continued their protests thereafter. Even one of their coaches, who was a military veteran. Now, guess what happened? Well, their coach, Rah-Rah Barber, he was ultimately suspended. Then the executive board of the league decided to cancel the rest of the season. Parents and supporters of the team are devastated and disappointed. We talked about this earlier. Joining us on the phone right now is Rah-Rah Barber, coach of the Beaumont Bulls. Rah-Rah, how you doing? Rah-Rah, you there?
Yes, sir.
So,
how you doing, Roland?
I'm doing great. Glad to talk with you. So what is stunning here is first of all, what reason do they give for canceling the season?
Well, they said they didn't have enough players to continue.
Didn't have enough players to continue, but what happened to all the players who were on the team?
Well, the players and parents decided to protest the wrongful firing of their coach. And so no one shows up to practice or the games until I was reinstated. And so they decided just to cancel the season.
So why did they get rid of you? What it was? They said that what, you disobeyed orders, or what? I mean, what was the reasoning?
Well, their reason was they said that I didn't follow proper procedures when trying to remove a coach, is what they said. But it was more or less, they were under the impression that I forced the kids to take a knee, and so figuring by getting rid of the coach, that would stop the protest.
So all these kids and their parents were standing by you, and they said, no Coach Rah-Rah, no players.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you, I mean, obviously, you, and first of all, you guys were in the playoffs, correct?
Yes, we were in the playoff hunt, correct. Yes, sir.
And so clearly, these young men felt it was more important to stand by you than to continue their season.
Yes, sir. My kids decided that if coach wasn't coaching, then they didn't want to play.
Last question for you, and that is, what do you say about these young men? And I'm thinking about also millennials as well, who are taking active stances on issues, are not concerned about being politically correct, and are willing to lose something in order to raise the issue of police brutality and racism in America?
It's wonderful. These kids, Roland, the stuff they have been through the last month is kind of unbelievable, but the experience, the learning experience that they have got, priceless.
Rah-Rah Barber, coach of the Beaumont Bulls, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And tell all the folks down there in the Golden Triangle I said what's up.
I appreciate you for having me, sir.
All right, thanks a bunch. Let's go to our panel. Of course, Spencer, Core, Adina, as well as Barbara. Core, I made that point about millennials, also tied to the election as well. I mean, this is a different generation,
yes,
in terms of what they're willing to fight for, and we're seeing this. And again, you're seeing folks who are saying, "Oh, you can come at me, but it doesn't matter. I'm taking this stand."
But you know what? They're not any different than I was when I was their age. I wore a big bush, and it was power to the people, down with the pig, kill everybody. So I get where they are in terms of the movement. The point of it is they're very courageous and they're very fierce. The problem with the election, though, where I'm having a problem, not that I don't understand their position, but that's why I admire Brittany so well. There has to be a responsibility to that, because I heard one millennial say, well, we've already survived slavery. And I'm saying, no, you didn't. You didn't survive slavery. I didn't survive slavery. My mother didn't survive slavery. But if you did, why would you want your people to go through that again? So when I read what her position was, where she read and did research and found out who Hillary Clinton was, found out what she had gone through, connected with the whole issue of women in a place where they're dominated by men, and how she had to drop her head because when she was applying to go to law school, she was being ignored. She connected with that. So what she found out is that the issues that Hillary faced when she was young and her life's work make her very relevant and very open and accessible to what they want to do.
Barbara, when you look at these young men here protesting as well, the response has been quite interesting, and that is all of these folks who keep saying, oh, this is a disrespect to the soldiers. One of the coaches was a veteran.
Right.
Who took a knee with them.
Right. And people got to understand, American principles are about the Constitution and the First Amendment. The First Amendment gives you the right to protest. What I want to really point out that's beautiful here is it doesn't matter how many games you win. The ultimate game in life is about your character and your integrity.
And courage.
And courage and standing on principle. And I am so proud of these athletes. I don't care if they're professional. I don't care if they're young children. I am so proud of them learning to stand up right now for what they believe. They're heroes and sheroes. I love that this is such a broad-ranging movement. Thank you, Colin Kaepernick. Keep it up. Keep on doing it. Sing, kneel. Let's make sure that people understand that we know that the national anthem came from slavery and that it was a celebration of slavery in part. And that black lives do matter, and we're going to demand change and stop killing our people.
Dan, it's interesting to me when I hear people talk about, how much they just love the Constitution. Protest
Absolutely.
Protest is at the heart of
it's at the heart of the
nation.
Absolutely. And I think that these young men have every right to protest. Their coach has a right to lead them in this way. I have a 14-year-old nephew who plays football, but we come from a family that you do not take a knee. And my sister told him that if he decides to take a knee, he will be embarrassed because we don't take a knee during the national anthem. But this is the thing. These young men.
I'm curious, why?
Because for us, it does show a level of disrespect. Just let me finish really quickly, though. I do believe, without a doubt, I feel like these young men have every right to protest. I think that the fact that they would be censored in some way is completely inappropriate. I think that it's a decision that they clearly have made with their parents because their parents are backing them up, and it's unfortunate that their season has been canceled. And I'm not one of those Americans who are like, love it or leave it. I think we love it and we fix it. And if my nephew wants to march, if he wants to make signs, if he wants to do anything, we will help him do that. He can talk about it on his podcast, which he does, but he doesn't get to take a knee.
Spencer.
Black folks in sports, it's not just entertainment. They're not just there for entertainment value,
Agreed.
right? Sports is about development, character, perseverance, leadership, courage, right?
Yes.
And that's what we're seeing here.
Well, I'll tell you right now, my position is here, and that is, I have 9 nieces, 4 nephews, and I'm not going to make a decision for my nephew. I will walk them through. I will walk my nieces through. And if they say, this is what I want to do, I'll say, I'll support you in that. Because I don't believe you learn what it means to be an American unless you practice what it means to be an American. And I take this beyond this national anthem protest. I want to see young black kids walking out of schools protesting bad education. I want to see them walking out of that process as well. Direct action, because the reality is you can play this thing nice, but when people sit here and say, how dare you protest, when are you going to get mad about the issue? It's like, all these folks are sitting here, just like when we had the town hall, folks are saying, what happened when it comes to, the question with Hillary and the death penalty? You're mad about the question. I'm mad about black men who are on death row, who are innocent, who are being freed, and why in the world you don't have a national moratorium on the death penalty? At some point, you need to have folks who are willing to take a stand. I don't care. And so when the young, and look, the Bible speaks about what happens when the young will lead them. And so I'm saying, if we can teach kids at 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 about direct action, to me that's a good thing.
And it brings attention to the cause. When at the beginning of the campaign, when Black Lives Matter was taking over the rallies, that's why they became a part of the narrative.
Yes.
And I mean, people my age was like, but they shouldn't be doing that. Well, how else do you get attention? And you have to grab attention by being courageous.
Right.
And a shout out to Seattle teachers, 2/3 of whom marched out of school in support of Black Lives Matters. I believe that's also part of it.
Dana?
Again, I think that I understand that you are saying that at this age, students should have a right to do what they want to do. I agree with you 100% on that, but I also think that I believe that parents also have a right to be a part of the influence in their children's lives. And so in our family, you do not get to take a knee. Now, does that mean, again, I think that you do have a...
Well, actually, here's the deal, though. If your nephew take a knee, he's still gonna take a knee. So you can say all you want to, he can't, but actually he can.
But he has a legal he probably has a legal right to take a knee, but he knows that he is not gonna take a knee with my sister in the house. So there's
My brother, when he was 12 years old.
Let me say this right now, Dina. I sure hope your nephew watching. What's his name?
I am not saying his name.
Bruh, Dina's nephew. Take a knee. Take a knee.
If you want to deal with your mama,
take a knee.
If you want to deal with Big Chief, you know.
Go ahead and deal with your mama and give your mama a lesson on the First Amendment. Go ahead. You got my permission.
We'll take it to Staples and buy some poster board, but
could be doing in the world besides taking a knee.
I agree with that, but I still, this idea that my sister doesn't have a right to
I didn't say that.
Put this influence on him.
I didn't say that.
And this is the thing.
It's his choice.
My mother told me that I was in college and I went and protested and got arrested.
Reading protests.
Picture that as if we're stifling his ability to be a part of the conversation. He knows that he's a part of the.
Actually, y'all.
He actually no, but he has a podcast and he has a sports podcast.
Let me say this.
Wait a minute.
Let me say this.
Regularly.
Let me say this, and I got to go to our next door. But let me say this here. In Birmingham.
Understood.
No. Let me finish. In Birmingham, the parents were afraid to get arrested.
That's right.
The parents were afraid to get arrested. No, allow me to finish. Dina, I'm about to explain this in 45 seconds. Okay. The parents were afraid to get arrested. And it was, but follow me here. And what happened was they locked the school doors.
Yes.
And the kids climbed out the window.
Yes.
And wait a minute. And when those kids, Dina, and when those kids climbed out the window, when the kids had the courage to face fire hoses, the parents said, if my child can face that, I can too. All I'm saying is, when the children say enough is enough, then that can give courage to the adults.
She's not saying this out of fear. It's not an issue of fear at all.
All I'm saying is, young man, do what you can do.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.